News stories that are making headlines today. Our top focus continues to be the West Asia conflict. All eyes are on Israel after Iran had launched a barrage of missiles at Israel last night. Alarms were sounded across the country and civilians rushed for shelter as soon as 200-odd missiles targeted Israel. Iran said the attack on Israel was a response to the killings of God's commander and other leaders. The Israeli military has confirmed that Iran launched around 180 missiles at its territory, but most of these were intercepted. Well, a soldier was severely injured during the Iranian missile attack in the city of Tel Aviv-Yafo, as per the Israeli Defense Forces. And they've said that he was evacuated to a hospital for medical treatment and the family had been notified. Well, the IDF said that this was the only injury and that there was no death. As per reports, one of the 180-odd ballistic missiles Iran fired last night landed near the Tel Aviv headquarters of Israeli intelligence service Mossad. The video that has emerged on social media shows a massive crater near the Mossad headquarters. However, Israel has claimed that only 20 missiles from Iran landed on its territory and some had landed only on empty grounds. Well, the Iran guards, meanwhile, threatened crushing attacks if Israel responded to the missile attack. The firing of missiles came after Israeli troops launched ground raids into Lebanon in the biggest escalation of regional warfare since fighting erupted in Gaza a year ago. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said that Iran's missile attack on Israel failed and vowed retaliation. He said Iran made a big mistake and it will pay for it. The regime in Iran does not understand our determination to defend ourselves and our determination to retaliate against our enemies. Well, India has also now said that it's closely monitoring the escalation in the security situation in the West Asia region and has advised its nationals to avoid all non-essential travel to Iran. Well, a number of world leaders have condemned Iran's attack on Israel. French President Emmanuel Macron said he strongly condemns Iran's new attacks on Israel, saying that in a sign of its commitment to Israel's security, it has mobilized its military resources in the Middle East. US President Joe Biden said the Iranian missile attack on Israel appears to have been defeated and ineffective. Well, world leaders have urged Iran and Israel to step back from the brink after Tehran fired this barrage of rockets at its arch rival.
West Asia is on fire yet again, as nearly 200 ballistic missiles rained down on Israel as Iran launched a massive assault targeting military bases and civilian areas, a move it called a decisive response to Israel's aggression in the region and recent assassinations. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to retaliate, saying he will make Iran pay for their big mistake.
איראן עשתה הערב טעות גדולה, והיא תשלם על כך. המשטר באיראן לא מבין את נחישותנו להגן על עצמנו ואת נחישותנו לגמול לאויבינו.
Iran's strike sparked global outrage, with leaders from France, UK, US, EU, among others, condemning the latest escalation in the region. The US, among Israel's strongest allies, came out in support of Tel Aviv, saying that the US military actively supported Israel, while the Pentagon revealed that US fired about a dozen interceptors at the barrage of Iranian ballistic missiles.
My direction, the United States military actively supported the defense of Israel. Make no mistake, the United States is fully supportive of Israel.
While Iran claims 90% of the strikes hit their target, a fact Tel Aviv denies, the massive assault has so far had only one casualty. Both sides have made numerous claims, from Iran claiming it intercepted Israel's famous Iron Dome to Israel claiming most missiles landed on empty land. Despite these claims, the extent of the damage in this attack remains unclear. While many in Iran took to the streets celebrating the strike, across the globe oil prices began to surge as fears grew that a wider conflict could disrupt oil supplies. This latest escalation has left the region and the world on edge, waiting to see how Israel will respond. With Disha Bagchi, NDTV Bureau Report.
Even as tensions continue to mount in West Asia, let's also take a look at the claims that are being made by Iran and the counter-claims by Israel. Iran has said that it has fired 200 missiles at Israel, and Israel has maintained that almost all the missiles that were fired at it were intercepted. While Iran continues to claim that all missiles had hit the target, Israel has said that there were only 20 missiles that landed, and those landed on empty grounds in Israel. So there were no casualties. There is one casualty that Israel has confirmed, and there are no deaths. That is what Israel has said, that one person was severely injured. This is what has been claimed by Israel. Well, Iran has also said that the missiles that were fired towards Israel did manage to hit the Mossad headquarters. But Israel has said that some of the missiles that were fired and managed to land, they landed on empty grounds, and there was no damage to the Mossad headquarters. Iran has also said that the attack has been successful, but Israel has said that only one person was injured. There is also this claim now that is being made by Iran that well, they managed to hit the Mossad headquarters. That's one of the biggest claims that they've made, but Israel has continued to reject those claims. All right, my colleague Ghazali is also now joining us on the broadcast here. He's getting us more about the ground situation at this point in time. Well, Ghazali, we do understand while there are claims being made by both sides, by Iran and Israel at this point in time, we do have to take it with a pinch of salt. But what is certain at the moment is that the conflict seems to be escalating, and all eyes will be, of course, are on Israel's next move.
Yeah, certainly, because Israel was very adamant that it will take out all the hostile nations or the parties which are hostile to Israel, and Iran being the leader of the axis of resistance, which it calls, by supporting Houthis in Yemen, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and other Shiite militias in different regions like in Syria as well as in Iraq. And since yesterday, after the missiles were launched from Iran, US and Israel were coordinating. There was a joint coordination which led to the interception of maximum of those missiles which landed in Israel. Israel now claims, as you rightly pointed, that perhaps 90% interception was successful. 2 people have been injured. 1 person was killed, and perhaps he was also a native of Gaza. So basically, Israel is claiming that there is no loss of life. There has been damage to infrastructure. Iran, on the other hand, claims perhaps that it attacked some key air bases. And one of the air bases which Iran claims has been attacked, or was where the missile attacked or faced the impact, is one of those air bases which regularly receives military aid from US. So that is one of the reasons why there has been no aerial strike in Iran as of now. There has been no retaliation, because Israel will try to surprise Iran, though it is very inevitable that Israel will go for the offensive against Iran. Now, there are reports, some of the Israeli officials, some of the US officials have been quoted in the Western media perhaps, that the oil reserves, the nuclear sites of Iran, the power stations, all these key areas which can push Iran to abyss will be attacked in the next move when Israel starts launching aerial attacks in Iran.